Good morning. This is the Great Basin Prescribed Fire Briefing for Monday, March 11th. On the fire activity map, we do have a couple of projects here in southern areas, but also a lot of them that popped up a few days ago up in the central Idaho mountains. So we're getting towards that time of year where some melting snows or some drier weather is starting to open things up. And recent small natural fires, just an acre or less, given by the yellow circles. Overall, a fairly dry week. You can see on the precipitation map and also the percent of normal on the right-hand side, especially southern central areas and even up in the Idaho mountains. Only a thin belt across the Snake River Plain was wetter than normal. Our overall snowpack, though, accumulated during the last several months, continues to show near or above normal snowpack for most areas. But once you get north of the Snake River Plain up towards Sun Valley, the central Idaho mountains, that percentage starts dropping off very quickly. Otherwise, abundant snowpack elsewhere. Fuels quite moist in northern central areas, gradually drying out. That's probably near seasonable to have 100-hour fuel somewhere between 11 and 15% in March. Satellite imagery, we are in a fast-moving system with a pattern with several systems to affect us over the next couple of days. You see a weak trough of low pressure centered right across the Great Basin here across Nevada, some enhanced clouds ahead of it across Utah, down into parts of Arizona, a stronger storm system approaching the Pacific Northwest that'll play a role in our weather as we go into tomorrow, Wednesday, and even towards the end of the week. So later on today, there's the first system exiting our eastern areas, the second wet system starting to approach from the Pacific Northwest and Northern California. As you would expect in a very fast-moving weather pattern, ventilation excellent given by the areas in the white. Surface wind speeds, primarily out of the south and southwest. You see some of the enhanced wind speeds in the darker greens and oranges of probably 15 to 25 miles an hour. You can see the relative humidity, driest in the far south, upper teens to mid-20s, but elsewhere it does start increasing quite rapidly further north under the cloud cover and some light precipitation. Stronger transport winds out of the southwest, and we see the areas in the orange to purple. Vertical mixing heights, excellent in all areas this afternoon. We're in that time of year where surface-based inversions tend to not last too long with the increasing daylight. Now for tomorrow, storm system covering most of the Great Basin. You see the areas in the green, and another one dropping down out of British Columbia, which is going to kind of combine with this one. Excellent ventilation, pretty decent transport winds, humidity high, and again in northern and central areas, driest in the far south. Strong transport winds in a lot of areas across Nevada and the higher terrain of Utah, good mixing heights. Now on Wednesday, low pressure kind of closes off right over the Great Basin, right over Elko. That was that system coming out of British Columbia. It's kind of merging with the previous system. It's going to keep clouds around and some spotty precipitation along with great ventilation, great dispersion. Continued high humidity in many areas. Notice the transport winds on Wednesday start becoming more northwesterly. Mixing heights again very good. Precipitation over the next 3 days covering a good portion of northern and central areas. And as we go into Thursday, low pressure deepens and drops further south into northern Arizona. The wraparound flow will affect southern and central areas and eastern areas of the Great Basin with clouds and precipitation on Thursday. Friday even drifts a bit further northwards. It's not until the weekend where that system starts to fall apart. We see some stronger high pressure ridging in, building with clearing skies, drier conditions, and warmer temperatures. So precipitation accumulation, this is Thursday night to Saturday night. You see it mostly in southern and eastern areas, and it starts to all move out towards the towards next weekend. This is the 7-day total precipitation. And the 8 to 14-day outlook continues to show above normal temperatures across a good portion of the west. Wetter than normal in southern areas of the Great Basin, drier than normal up in Idaho. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.